Welcome back to the FBA approach, where we talk about building physical product businesses from an FBA approach. Manuel, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about getting samples from your suppliers, how to approach the suppliers, and how to instruct suppliers. Today, out of Hong Kong.
Yeah, together today. That's great.
So basically, what you want to do is you want to approach more than one supplier for your sample. You want to approach, let's say, 3 to 4 suppliers, because it could happen that the one that you're focusing on, that the sample is really bad. So you want to have alternatives. So when you approach those 3 to 5 suppliers, you want to give very clear instructions. Like, for example, you need to tell them, if it's an electrical item, for example, you need to say, I need a plug for the US, because plugs are different, you know. You need to tell them the quality that you want. You need to say the color that you want. You also should tell them maybe, for example, to add a label on the product with the model number and the supplier name, so that later on you can figure out which supplier was, which sample was from which supplier. So yeah, in general, just give very clear instructions. Also tell them that you may want to, that you actually want to deduct the sample cost from the actual official order, because otherwise sample costs just explode, and you can actually get them back from the suppliers.
So a lot of times people are looking on Alibaba, global sources, they're finding a supplier that can make the product they want, and then they get a sample and ship to their apartment or wherever they're staying, and they see, okay, this is the quality, this is what they can make, okay, I want to move forward, and then you try and make a final sample. And do you do that with all 3 to see the different levels of their abilities for what you're actually looking for?
Yes, that's actually a very good point. If you have some small modifications, or for example, if you want to add a logo on the product, or maybe a color change as a modification, then do that with all suppliers, so you can really see their abilities of changing and modifying a product, and then you can evaluate the sample later and the quality. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. One thing you should also touch on probably would be, you can't do many modifications with a handmade sample. So let's say you have a big modification that requires tooling. It's probably not possible when you first ordering your sample, because they probably need to hand make it, and then the functionality or durability of the handmade sample may not be as what you expect. But you should get, let's say you have decided on 2 or 3 suppliers, you should get final samples from all of the suppliers to really see their ability of, the quality of the sample, and also on the whole process. And later on, when you have, let's say, all 3 samples of all 3 suppliers, don't just go for the cheapest item. Go for the item that tells you, okay, it's great quality, the price may not be the best, but the communication with the supplier was great. And for example, the communication with the very cheap supplier may not have been good. So go with the ones that that you have a good feeling about, not just the sample, but also the supplier, and even if it's a higher price.
Yeah, and just if you're a premium supplier, you get more buyers. And also, to clarify, like a final sample would be something that's what you're going to ship to Amazon. So yeah, it has a label on it, it has the colors you want, the small design changes you want. Get that exact sample, and then when you're happy with that with one of the suppliers, then move forward.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Thanks.